2, 1.
You know, there's a lot of great people in this room, but none of you are as great as this man, Ichiro Suzuki, almost always known as just Ichiro. Ichiro is a professional baseball player currently playing for the Seattle Mariners. However, Ichiro is different from the other players due to the fact that he's had an unusual career, he's just different from the other players, and he's an influence to others. So, running to first base, we see Ichiro, where his career first began. Ichiro's career began in 1992, playing for the Oryx Blue Wave in Japan when he was only 18 years old. Ichiro spent his first 2 seasons going up and down between the Blue Wave and the minor leagues. In 1994, he stayed with the Blue Wave for the entire season and quickly became one of Japan's most recognized players. Also in 1994, he switched the name on the back of his jersey from Suzuki to just Ichiro, as Suzuki is a very common name, and Ichiro would help him stand out. In 1995, he led the Blue Wave to the Pacific League pennant, which means that doesn't mean anything. And in 1996, he helped the Blue Wave win the Japan Series, which is Japan's version of the World Series. And in 1996 and 1998, Ichiro got the opportunity to play against some Major League All-Stars. And in these games, the Major League players were impressed by Ichiro, and these games sparked an interest in Ichiro to come play in America. After the end of the 2000 season with the Blue Wave, Ichiro began negotiating with the Seattle Mariners of the MLB. And at the end of the two sides struck a deal to begin play in 2001. From 1992 to 2000 in Japan, Ichiro's batting average was .353 throughout all 9 seasons, which compared to the average player is really good. He had 7 Golden Glove awards over the 9 years he played, meaning that he was the best fielder. He won 3 MVPs from 1994 to 1996, and he won 2 Pacific League pennants with the Blue Wave. In 2001, Ichiro's impact in the MLB was felt immediately. In 2001, he hit .350 and stole 56 bases, becoming the first player to do so since Jackie Robinson. Also in 2001, he led the league in All-Star voting. He won the Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, MVP, and he led the Mariners to a 116-win season, which tied the Major League record. Despite Ichiro's heroics, the Mariners failed to reach the World Series. In the next 2 seasons, the Mariners failed to reach the playoffs. However, Ichiro was still Ichiro, being an all-star in both seasons. In 2004, Ichiro had his best season yet. He batted .372, which again is insane, and he set the single-season record for most hits with 262. From 2001 to 2010, and good luck seeing these numbers, he always had 200 hits in a season. He always won the Gold Glove, was always an All-Star in every year but 2005. He gathered votes for the MVP. Since 2011, his statistics have fallen off, but he still plays today, even at the age of 44. So what keeps Ichiro playing? Heading to second base, we see Ichiro as a child. Ichiro was born in Japan, and his father bought him his first glove at the age of 3. He and his father would go to a field every day, where his father would force him to undergo rigorous drills, which Ichiro said they bordered along child abuse. And then, every night, they would go to batting cages, where Ichiro would take 250 to 300 swings. They did this 365 days a year, with holidays and weather never factoring in. Ichiro was trained like this since he was in the 3rd grade, and he continues to do so. Ichiro has written off everything in his life except for baseball. Back when he played with the Blue Wave, he would sometimes get up in the middle of the night and take swings in the dark for hours. One time, when the Mariners had an off day in New York, his teammate Mike Sweeney was walking in Central Park, and he saw a man practicing alone in the field. And he was impressed by how this man was fielding and hitting. He walked up to the man and he found his teammate, Ichiro. In the off seasons, Ichiro and a group of people head to a park every day where they practice a specific routine no matter what the weather. A specific routine is also very important to Ichiro. He leaves his hotel or his house at the same time every day to go practice. Oh no. One time, in 2012, when he was playing for the Yankees, Ichiro alerted the clubhouse manager that somebody had been in his locker. So when they went to investigate, Ichiro went to his locker and he pointed at his bat. Then he pointed to a spot 8 inches away where his bat should have been. He told the clubhouse manager that this incident could not happen. Ichiro, with his routine and his drive for the game, it's no wonder why he's one of the best players. Heading to third base, Oh. Heading to third base, we see Ichiro, and he's cheered on by the fans. Since he played in Japan, Ichiro has become a fan favorite. Since changing the name on his jersey from Suzuki to Ichiro, Ichiro has received numerous endorsement deals, and he became one of Japan's most recognized players. Seattle sushi stands sell Ichiros. One day when the Mariners held a Ichiro bobblehead promotion, fans waited overnight to get their Ichiro bobblehead. Fans from Japan have taken $2,000 tours to see him play in America. Ichiro is also an influence to stupid kids like me. With the way he plays and the records he has set, he's become more of an idol than a baseball player. But specifically to me, he's become one of my favorite players due to the way he plays and due to his insane work ethic. Ichiro has also paved the road for other young Japanese players to come play in the MLB, such as Shohei Ohtani, a rookie playing for the Los Angeles Angels that has received similar hype that Ichiro once had. Now touching home plate, we can reflect on Ichiro. Ichiro has had an unusual career, a great career, and with the records he has set, he will one day certainly enter the Hall of Fame. Ichiro got to where he is today through practice, showing an unbelievable work ethic and unmatched precision. Ichiro is also cheered on by his fans, and he has been an inspiration to a generation of baseball fans. Even if you're not a baseball fan, you can't ignore it. That what Ichiro has meant to the game and the fans is one of the greatest feats that a human can achieve. That's all I got.